Hello and welcome to the Sweat of the Farmer and the Game Design, where we have the original infinite coffee beans that keep you awake forever. And you probably die in the process, but hey! This is episode number 75. Convoluted dress feeling. I am the London gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we open the wardrobe to our craziest conspiracy theories.
My God. But before we begin, our usual disclaimer, remember that this discussion here is based on our opinions and our in-game experience. Everything that we say here, do, opinionate, and everything else, it can be not true. We can be talking about out of our asses. Of course, we do our research. But hey, you never know. So if you don't like our opinions or anything else, just leave it in the comments below. Don't be shy. Yeah, if you're listening us on YouTube. Otherwise, just send us a message or something like that. And of course, now that we have you here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell if you're in YouTube. Leave us a like or a comment, or do anything social that your platform leave us, like stars, follows, rating, I don't know, love, whatever else. And that's the best way that you can give us support for the show. The only thing that we ask for you is that you watch us / hear us and click stuff on your device or your computer. So in the deep dive we have for today, the most intricate cosmetic system, talking about the new reveal Transmog system in Destiny 2. The results of the surveys for Warframe stuff that we have been talking about like last episodes, right?
Yep. And
finally, is the storytelling in World of Warcraft not worth it? That is we're gonna talk. So let's go into the most controversial, ridiculous, just why. That's the sentiment of all the internet. Just go any forum, any content creator, and everybody's saying, why, Bungie? Why? We kind of know why, or a lot of people suspect why.
Like where this feeling comes from.
Yeah. So a lot of people kind of suspect why, but it's like, no, that's the way.
I have my own suspicions.
That's not the way that you do it. So, context. Destiny 2 is putting finally the long-awaited for since the franchise has been out, Transmog system. What it means to be a Transmog system is that you have a piece of armor or whatever, and you change their appearance and keep the same piece of armor. All right.
You keep the stat, but now you can change. You can make it look
whatever you like.
However you want.
Yeah, exactly. So, where do we begin? All right. As we said before in the news episodes, Ada1 is gonna give you this system and blah blah. And last week, they unveiled in a twab. Probably by beware, because by the time that this episode is coming out, probably they will change something about the system there. Hopefully they will change something about this, because everybody's complaining about the system that we're gonna discuss here.
Yeah, we're speaking of this kind of hot.
Yeah.
Straight out of the Bungie oven.
Yeah. So you first of all, the first step for this is you go and kill monsters, random monsters in any activity, and then they give you a currency. Yeah. Like the name is irrelevant to me.
The name doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It gives you
a currency.
Thing.
Yeah, it gives you a thing. All right. You take the thing, and with that thing, you buy bounties
from a vendor. You have to go back to the tower and buy bounties.
And you're like, what? And then that's not all. You go and do the bounties.
Not all.
Yeah.
That's not all.
You go and do the bounties, and once you do the bounties, you get another currency. Right? And then you have to accumulate a bunch of that another currency to get another currency. And that currency is the one that lets you do transmogs.
And it's not generic. Like,
no,
it depends on the activity.
Yes.
And on the piece of gear.
Correct.
So for example, it's not like, okay, I do. It's
Whatever.
not that there are like different currencies if you want to transmog any piece of gear. It's not like if you want to take a raid piece of gear, like a raid helmet.
Yes.
Like at one of the steps, you have to collect materials on the raid, and then the bounty that you complete is related to that, and then you need to do the bounty that gives you materials for the headpiece.
Yes.
That's and they say, okay, now we want to combine that with the strike leg.
Yeah.
So okay.
So you have to go strikes.
Go the strikes, get currency that comes from the strikes.
Buy the bounty.
Then only the bounty that gives the leg, the currency for the legs.
Yeah. Oh my God! No.
Hamlet.
And that is not all. That is not all. Second thing. The number of transmog that you can do per season, not even like by month or week or reset, is capped to 10.
What?
Yes, you haven't heard this?
No.
Yes.
Why?
It's capped. Nobody. Why? Because Eververse. And that's what the Catch 22 comes in. Because of course.
We all knew that the cash shop was gonna be
a factor, of course, but this is not the way you do it. Basically,
that's not the right way.
Yeah. So it's capped to 10 per season, not even month, per season, whatever the season long is.
Huge mistake.
So technically, you just can do like 2 sets of transmog in a season. That's it. Per character.
Oh. No. Yeah, but like. Okay, let's say they removed that. The bounties are probably gonna be capped weekly.
Probably.
Like as all the bounties in Destiny, you can only complete them once per week.
Absolutely, yes.
So
yeah.
or daily, like even if just once per day. Even if it's daily, it's just once per day.
Yeah.
Which means that is like you have a limited allowance.
Correct.
Of things that you can transmog.
Correct. So yeah. On top of that, you have a cap per season of 10.
Oh, so
and of course, anything that you buy from the Eververse is on cap, and you can just buy infinite money from there for this system, the Transmog system.
That's another.
Yeah. So
I really upstate myself of calling things the wrong way of doing it because I always give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but this,
from the
yeah. So yeah, clearly, the intention is like, let's do the Transmog system as convoluted and grindy as we can, so people just spend money on using a system that in every other fucking game is fucking free. Jesus fuck.
like in every other game, World of Warcraft 14.
Yeah. Heavily monetized games like gacha games and that shit. Like
basically how the Transmog system is. Oh, you go and collect the piece,
and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, you go to a Transmog dude, and then you pay some gold, which is insignificant.
Pay some quantity of gold, Seni,
anything. Yeah. which is basically
like you're limited to how whatever amount of gold you can
correct
collect. Oh, that's so silly.
So this is just like wrong in so many levels.
It is complex in all the wrong places.
Yes. It is super grindy. It has caps. Like, you cannot be more egregious if you try.
Yeah, no, but let's be clear. Like, we all expected the cash shop to
yes, of
involve.
course. But what I expected is like to have like the best.
Yeah, like
ornament
no,
sets
like
or something
what
like
you would
that.
expect is something like the Warframe approach.
Yes.
Like yeah, like they have like the Transmog system is very involved, but it's like they will sell you the best looking shit.
Yeah, of course
they will.
Which makes sense. Yeah, which makes sense. For the
or they will put like the ultra premium stuff with all the glowy bits and moving pieces there.
And bobs. And Destiny has that. Like Destiny has pieces with glows and shit, and they have the technology to do it.
Like what you do is you put in the promotional material, like the armor with all the cool glowing effects. Yeah, that's the one that you sell.
Of course,
that's fair enough.
Yeah. But this is like they actually charging you for using the system.
It is the wrong approach. Like the system should be free to use.
Yeah.
You just go out and go nuts with your transmogs. Take all your super advanced red gear and make it look like leveling blue gear.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Fun.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah. Just go nuts, use it, have fun.
Yes.
Even what I thought they were gonna do is okay. Like the idea that you have to first collect the thing.
Yeah,
makes sense. So and I thought they were gonna use the collection for that. Like, okay.
No. You're gonna still have like your collection.
I know, but that it was gonna be simple. Like,
yeah,
maybe they all make you grind something. So yeah, you grind X currency, and that's all you need. Like then you just you collect enough. You click the thing in your collection.
Done.
Make Transmog.
Make an ornament. Yeah.
In Transmog, it's now a Transmog.
Yeah, correct.
But this is I thought that was the extent of it, because why would you do more than that?
Yes. Is this a problem of extreme greediness in the industry? Like at the end of the day, like everybody was like, man, is the wrong approach. Like now they're charging for using a system that everybody else is free. It's gonna set up a dangerous precedent.
Yeah, the funny thing is that they have no publisher or lord that is forcing them to do this.
Yeah, it's just like straight up Bungie being like, I'm gonna fuck everybody.
For no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, for no reason, because I want to test my limits and be extremely greedy. Like, apparently, of course. Apparently.
It's. I mean, that's what the people say.
Yeah.
But it's such a silly mistake because they know that they are compared with Warframe all the time.
Yes.
It just like that comparison has been out there since Destiny 2 launch.
Yes.
They're never gonna shake that off.
No.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So what should they do? They just look what the competition is doing
and say like,
make it better.
Yeah. Correct.
Either match it or make it better.
Yeah.
Because they are competing. They are competing. We do know that they're not the same game. They have like fundamental difference in how they operate.
Yeah.
They are the comparison. Like just they're harder. There are just a few games in the industry that compete so one with the other. Like 14 and WoW.
Yes.
Like Destiny 2 and Warframe. Just
Yeah.
So it is kind of silly that they take this approach without like go look what the competition is doing and improve on it.
Correct.
And then you say that then when people are gonna compare them like we're doing right now, and many other content creators have that.
Yes, absolutely.
People can say, oh no, but this is what Bungie is doing better, or this is what Destiny 2 is doing.
Yeah.
Better. It's why? Like why?
Why? It absolutely killed my hype for the next.
When I saw this, I was like,
yeah, I know. Like I was like, oh, last season, like the narrative was great. They fixed the pace of the story. I was like, oh, cool. If they keep this, I'm gonna jump into the next season. I'm gonna convince some of my friends to jump with me. It's gonna have Transmog, so it's gonna have that cool stylist thing between us. And blah, blah. As soon as it's like, it's over. I'm not gonna play Destiny. That's it.
I mean, at least this current iteration of this Transmog system is not the one that is going to bring me back.
Yeah, it's like, why you to do this? Like, it's like actively want you to do, like, does this game actively wants to die? Is my question by now. It was an easy win. It was like an easy win. It was like a feature that they've been requested for years in the Destiny community.
Yeah, since launch,
right? Years. You have to do the bare minimum, right? The bare minimum, and you somehow dig a hole.
Yeah, dude, they could do they could do the easy money thing, which is a Warframe thing.
Yeah,
sell color palette.
Yeah, sell the
that's
sell
what Warframe does.
The shaders. Yeah, and they won't be nearly
take the nice shader with super cool colors.
Yeah,
put them on the store.
They're doing something with shader which is equally fucked.
It's equally just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's like, of course, they gotta disappear all the shaders, but now they're like pricing them at like 400% the original price before. Like they just if you buy a shader right now, it's 30 Brightest from the Eververse store, right? And you unlock the and you have the shader, right? And you will expand it. The next thing is like, all right, you just unlock the shader and have it forever, which makes sense with the change, right? What would you expect? That if you have some shaders, some of that will give you like Brightest currency for having the shader, so you can like recoup some of that. But the problem is like the price from the shaders of Eververse. I did expect a price hike because we're going from expendable to permanent.
Yeah, did you expect a price increase?
Yeah, from expendable to permanent, but to go from 30 Brightest to 400?
Okay, it sounds egregious.
Yeah.
But it just depends how rare Bright does.
It's
really
super rare. Remember that you can only get it from like Eververse bounties and.
Sure, but for example, you can rarely get free shaders in free color palettes in Warframe.
Yeah, that is true. For events.
I'm equating it to that. Yeah. Because
to bring it to an example like closer. Yeah. Of course, you get like the basic colors in Warframe.
Yeah, in Warframe they offer you a basic palette.
Yes.
That it's very it's on like the saturation of the colors is very low.
Yeah, correct. And which is weird because it's fine because it works for the most part.
Works. It's fine, but it's super basic. It's super dull.
Yeah,
statically speaking.
Yeah,
and you usually throughout the year you get to buy. Like they basically give you for free color palettes on events. Like on St. Patrick's Day, they will give you'll buy for 1 credit, which is basically free.
Yeah, a green color palette.
A St. Patrick theme, which is oranges and greens. And for Valentine's Day, you'll buy one that it's
reds and
pinks and purples and reds.
Correct. Yeah.
And so on and so. For Christmas, they will sell you one with greens and reds. And
correct. Yeah.
For summer, they'll sell
Halloween,
you one with
they give you some too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you play for a year, you will end up having without spending any money.
Yeah.
A decent collection of color palettes that will allow you to customize your character however you want.
Yeah, and on top of that, they give you promotions sometimes where some color palettes just feel like,
it's tied to events and different things for sure. But if you think like if you go to a store, each color palette is like 60 platinum, which is a lot of platinum. It is equivalent to like 2 Warframe slots or something like that.
So
it's very expensive. So that's what I'm saying. $400. Yeah, sure. It's super expensive because they're still trying you to go to a store and buy them.
Of course. But now the advantage is
that in that sense, I'm not super mad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Of course, like the increase is crazy compared with the thing.
The increase in absolute numbers looks crazy.
Yeah.
But if you think, or how I rationalize it is, then I compare it to Warframe, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah, now you're gonna have like permanent shaders. So if
they're permanent.
Yeah, you just buy your favorite color combination, you just roll with it, and you'll be fine for the most part, right? For the most part.
Yeah. So in that sense, even though the numbers look bad, I say, yeah, that increase is not that crazy. But the problem is not that increase.
Yeah, the problem is the other. Well, once at least, I don't know, I will give I'll give the community, like, if I was Bungie, and I know that my game has like this very bad reputation of just fucking things up everywhere and every time, I would just be nice and get some good karma on my side, so my players come back and my community revitalize, and I would just say like, oh yeah, for like the last week, or if you leave your shaders on your vault, I'm gonna give you an amount of bright dust for whatever you have there. Of course, a bunch of people will try and max, but you know that the shaders have a max thing, right? You cannot you cannot have like more than, I think it's like 60, no, less, more than 40 shaders, something like that.
Well, you have a limited amount of space to carry shaders.
Correct.
Right?
Which
fine.
Super easy. All right, you don't have the risk of having people just like stockpiling shaders to get a bunch of bright dust, right? Why? Because that will give you like the people who actually play your game all the time. We get all these shaders in the vault. You give them some bright dust, and then when the system begins, you give them like a baseline. Like, oh yeah, you can buy like 3-4 colors just to start with for you being playing the game all this time. That's what I will do, just as a good fate to the community.
I know, but even if people were to just stockpile shaders,
yeah,
and they just get a ton of brightness out of that,
it's not bad.
So like at some point, it's just so be it.
Yeah, because once you have that system of permanent shaders, you can actually, and again, we have seen this, Bungie can do it. You can actually sell freaking cool shaders in the Eververse store and profit from
it. You sell the really cool ones for money. That's it.
Again, we are not against monetization for the most part, right?
No, it's not about being against monetization. It's like, okay, they are free to play. They're rolling with that.
Correct. Yes.
Fair enough. We do understand that they need.
Yeah, they have layers of how to get the money, like the battle pass, the expansion, buy stuff, the season, buy stuff.
They still want the microtransaction. Yeah, just put the coolest shit on the store for real money.
Yeah. That's why even the mobile games do as the minimum bar of the mobile games, but don't charge people for using a system.
Yeah, and he's just
that's like very
so unnecessary.
And it's a very dangerous line to cross, because like the person that you're setting is horrible. Like imagine if you now every game is charging you for using a Transmog system. Lucho won't play anything. Yeah. And yeah, so like overall in the industry, it's a dangerous precedent in that sense, because they're gonna charge you for a system, for using a system, right? Not for the things around it, for using a system, right? It's comparable to every time you want to change weapons in Destiny 2, we're gonna charge you.
I mean, but if we're being honest, many games kind of do that, but not with this. Like, for example, in Final Fantasy 14,
yes,
your inventory space, is limited by your retainer.
Correct.
And with your subscription, you get a certain amount. But if you want to have more space, you pay for that space by paying a more expensive subscription each month.
Yeah.
So in like technically speaking, they are charging you to use a feature.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's unheard of.
Yeah.
Is this and they do it. It happens.
Yeah. But technically you're paying for something permanent, right? For like, okay.
No.
So your retainers, you once you buy a retainer, you have to keep paying for it. That's what you're telling.
or just stop paying for it, and you lose that retainer.
I get it. So you're kind of renting a retainer, basically renting stash space. That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what that is. But it's paying for using a feature.
Yes, for a stash space. Yeah, technically, yes.
So it's and my point is not that it's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's just that the way that they are, the difference is that most people, most paying players, are fine with the game, with the space that they give you already in your subscription.
Correct.
The players that do pay for extra retainers are usually the ones who are like heavily invested in like gold making and crafting, because you need the space to stack up materials and crafts and goods. But like if you're a raider in 14, you're fine with
the normal
space.
Yeah.
Normal space that you get.
Yeah.
So you're paying for a feature, but it's
not invasive, like super.
No, it's like if you play the game in a certain manner, you'll need it, but most people don't.
All right, yeah.
And that's the difference with the Transmog here, is that this is something that everyone wants, everyone will use.
Yeah.
This is not like the French player that needs so much space in their inventory
that they need to pay for of course, for engaging in that special system.
No, this is like for an RPG, this is a core part of the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of the difference, and because it happens, like games do monetize those things. It's just the difference is where you put the line.
Correct.
You put it on the boundary cases where like, okay, that's kind of too much.
Yeah.
And we're gonna charge you for that, or it's like in this core component of I want cool colors to look as cool as possible.
Yeah. But this, oh my god. Oh my god, Bungie, why? You just why?
And it just like you read the description of the system and it is so
dumb,
so complex.
Second, why will you
so
tie
many layers?
Yeah, and why will you tie it to the most hated system in Destiny, which is bounties? A thing that people accept because it exists, not because people like to engage with it.
Most people don't like doing bounties. Most people just
do it because it's part of the thing, and like
because they have to. Like most people do bounties because they have to. They need the stuff, but it's not a good system. But even that aside, it has so many layers.
You just feel like purposely,
so many currencies.
It's just like first purposely super grindy, and on top of that you put a cap on it. It's like you cannot be more ridiculous. And now the conspiracy comes, right? When everybody's saying like, of course they did this ridiculous system, and they gonna do the backlash, and then they're gonna fix it a little bit, and then they're gonna be the heroes of the story because they fix it a little bit. The insanely stupid thing that they just tried to do.
That's too much on the conspiracy side for my taste.
That's why I say it, and then the conspiracy comes.
It's too far fetched.
Yeah.
But I really don't know why. I mean, I can see where the conspiracy comes from, because this is such a just bad decision.
Yeah. At some point, nobody likes this.
That you can rationalize where this is coming from.
I haven't heard the first community / content creator / journalist who says this is fine.
No, this is just not fine. Especially compared with the industry standard.
Yeah.
It is the decision is so confusing, because you cannot believe that they're that disconnected to where the competition is doing.
And the real competition players, real war, any person with like 2 brain cells.
So it's not. It is impossible that they don't know. Like this really seems like something that was done on purpose. They cannot be that blind.
Yeah.
it's not about being dumb. Like,
yeah, they cannot be that blind. Yeah, you're right.
It's not about being dumb. It's about like ignoring what's happening around them.
Yeah.
They have to. They either like on purpose ignoring the competition.
Yeah.
Or they're just blindfolded. But I don't know if they say that they listen to a community. For example, they cannot ignore Warframe in that scenario. They know that they're the main competitor.
Competition. Yeah, they're the main competitor. Yeah.
So they have to take a look at the competition. Like, I don't know. That's just good business. You look to what you're competing against, and then you plan accordingly. So no, and I'm pretty sure it's not they being dumb that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like this decision was on purpose.
It feels like that's why the conspiracy is like it feels like so nefarious.
I can see why people would feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case, and I think there's something more. I think it's a case of.
Tell me, right.
It's a case of they being so on their own heads that they kind of forget what's happening around them, and that happens a lot when you're working in a project.
All right.
So you spent a lot of time working in one thing.
All right. I just want you to explain one thing before going ahead. Why the cap?
That's what. It could be something that your approach is. I don't know. I don't know why the
cap. That's the thing. Like, if this system will come out as is, without the cap, everyone's like saying just like Spongy being stupid and in their own bubble and etc. etc.
Fair.
Right?
The cap it's very, very disruptive.
Yeah.
To my theory.
The cap is like, my God.
like Twitter. I always still give them the benefit of the doubt. Not the doubt, but like the benefit of them being not like 100% malicious with their intention.
Okay.
Just being kind of naive. It's just the cap really throws a wrench into that. like everything without the cap is they're being just kind of naive.
Yeah.
And they're just being a little bit silly and ignoring things. And it's kind of Bungie being Bungie with their usual silliness.
Yeah.
The cap just throws a wrench into that theory so hard.
Yeah.
That
it's like they think about this way too much to not realize it.
Yeah. I don't.
Fuck, my God, Jesus. Okay. I don't know what else to say about this.
I mean, all you can really say is they just have to look at what the competition is doing. I know that sometimes you wanna do your own thing.
Yeah.
And like be different.
Which is okay.
But it's okay. It's okay. But you cannot be different in your own bubble. Like you basically look around what's happening around you, and then you find how to differentiate yourself. You just don't close your eyes and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing."
Correct.
That's never a good idea.
Never.
like not even Warframe, as experimental as it is, does that.
Correct.
Like they do their wacky thing, but they're very aware of what the industry is doing around them.
Yeah. And they have changed things accordingly, like repeatedly. Yeah.
And if you hear like people like Steve talk, like they are aware of like things, like they know that Railjack was heavily inspired by like faster than light and all those things. So they're not coming out with like crazy ideas out of nowhere. They're very aware of what's happening around. They just put their own twist on it.
Correct.
But this Bungie thing is really seems like they just close their eyes. They just swing around. They drop bounties. That's what we're doing. Bounties and currency.
And then they put a cap on it because
a cap nowhere.
You agreed? It's the only answer to, like, if you think about it, it's like, man, Yeah, you can be sneaky about it and do like super grindy to kind of incentivize people to buy stuff.
Okay, but one thing is being super grindy to incentivize, which is many games do it.
Yeah, but putting a cap on it is just straight away saying
things. That's just another. That's the kind of the line that you shouldn't cross.
It's like it feels like straight away you're saying like just you have to spend money for this season.
Yes.
Right. And we give you the grind and this just to hide the fact that we want you just to spend money on the Transmog system. That's what it feels like. Right? That's what it feels like.
Personally also thinks that they think people take super seriously the Transmog.
Yeah.
And it's like because it's like if you think like, let's say for a second that you take the whole aesthetic of the game super seriously.
Okay.
And that it has a meaning and that's meaningful thing. Then I kind of see where you want to put restrictions of it because you want to keep
some sort
things
of
like serious tone. You know, like for example,
I know what you. I know what you.
They're telling they're trying to tell a super serious story.
Yes.
And then you can see how they can get in their own head. Oh, yeah, this is a serious thing. The Transmog will mess with that, so we're just gonna make it difficult.
Yeah.
Because serious and greediness and whatever. Like you don't want a Titan clown.
Yeah, I know.
Jumping around in your cutscenes because it looks silly. You know what I mean? Like you can get I can see certain type of people getting into that mindset.
Yeah.
Like no, that's not how that should look. Because if you give full freedom, that you will see just
ridiculous shit. But the system doesn't even let you do that. Like not even
because you control over the coloration patterns and stuff.
Yeah, like the majority of the armors are kind of like tame, man. Like and we talk about this. We talk about this like the Destiny needs to be more risky with their armor designs and that sort of stuff.
I know, right? but humor my idea.
Okay.
I can see that kind of thing happening, like on their own head. That's again could be just a side effect of their being on their own head.
Yeah.
Like no, but I don't want silliness on my game.
Yes.
And all gamers fans say, I just want to look stupid in the cutscenes.
You're stretching. You're trying to find something.
I am. I know that I'm stretching.
Trying to find a modicum of logic. what this is happening?
It's a tiny spectacle in the dust of just white.
Oh my god. Okay, so
that I know that what I just said was perfect.
Yeah. In conclusion, Bungie, why do you keep trying to kill Destiny 2 in general? Like why? You do very good job last season, fixing some pacing story problems. And like, I was hyped for this season. I was like,
I was at least somehow interested. It just killed all my interest.
Yeah, better storytelling for the season of content. Interesting in-game storytelling this season. Better pace to activities, better pace to stuff. And then you come out with this. Just like punch me in the face.
Yeah.
And so we'll keep you updated, see what happens, see if they just go along with it, and I guess
we'll see. I hope they'll change something by the time this is gonna be released. If they don't, then
there is no hope. There is no hope for Bungie.
Yeah.
Like I just buried Destiny 2. Like finally.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Next topic. A whole lot of open worlds in Warframe. So the results of the surveys that we've been answering these last episodes here on the
a couple
podcast.
of episodes ago we answered together, kind of.
Yeah. The side activities, and we talk about the open world one, right?
No, that one is new. That one just came out.
The open world software just came out. All right.
Yeah, it's just the new survey. It came like 1 day ago to when we're recording this episode.
Cool. All right, let's see the results from the last episode survey about side activities. More funnily enough, like, oh my god, this is ginormous. There you go. Okay, so let's start. Fishing, mining, and conservation. It drives time to find people to think about the open world activities. What is your opinion on fishing? So the majority of people says that is okay. 3, 4, and 5 are the most. Yeah.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah. 3, 4, and 5. Which is the best? We give it a little bit of higher rating because of the uniqueness of the spear and the things. But in general, fine. Mining, fine too. He has a lot more twos than.
Yeah, it's a little bit more because it's more
generic-ish.
The mini game it's more involved than fish.
Correct. All right, let's see. And where is conservation? There you go. Conservation. People don't like it.
I think people don't like it.
They're between the fine and don't like it. Interesting.
Yeah, and I would assume that it's because you have to purposefully go out and do conservation. Like fishing, you can just while you're doing bounties, you can just go and you see a fish
and you just hook him. Yeah, fair enough. Same with
and it's an easy mini game. Mining is a little bit more involved, but still a fairly easy mini game.
Yeah.
Conservation is a whole. You have to take your lure, go look for the tracks, go hide.
Yeah.
Not all the frames are good at it, so it's a
lot more involved.
More thought into it.
Yeah.
Which means that it's more invasive.
Correct.
On the usual Warframe
gameplay loop.
Play session.
Yeah. All right. And in a weird twist, seeing the results of like what people think about fishing mining, apparently 77% wants more activities not focused on combat. That can mean a lot of things. That doesn't like directly relate into the mining, fishing, and fishing, because that could be saying people like, we want more like stealth mission or puzzles mission or something like that. Beyond that, they want more side activities things, right?
It could mean that, but it is not that people don't have a craving for this kind of content. It just helps. Like it just for me, this answer just says that this and in all the games, like in all these RPG type games, like the side activities make the world feel more alive.
Correct.
And that's always a plus for.
Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show the mining thing, the survey here on screen. All right. All right. Let's see what else. Is the current mining mechanic an improvement? Yes, 64%. So half of the player base says yes.
Yeah, most people agree that the previous one with the tracing was just
meh.
Just annoying.
All right. Do you enjoy fishing in other games? This is a weird chart.
That's a very split chart.
Yeah, it's like yes, no, meh.
No, but that might be no experience.
So they haven't finished fishing yet. But
it's just I assume that's the percentage of people that come to Warframe from the more FPS
side of the things, or the most
like more action-oriented type of game, like less RPG.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Which, because Warframe lives in that not weird, but like that special intersection of action, like action kind of horde action, FPS, RPG.
Yes.
Or not FPS, but like that shooter kind of shooter action.
Yeah, or third
RPG.
person, or like third person action or things. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a lot of like action heavy or like shooting heavy games that don't have any of these usual RPG tropes.
Correct. Yeah.
I assume that no experience is that kind of audience of Warframe.
Yeah. So there you go. We have, do you know that Oxylus Sentinel has a mod that applies Luminous Dye for you? For the most part, everybody says yes.
This could be the bias of the survey.
Yeah. How do you usually approach the 3 activities? Dedicated farming runs is the winner, clearly. It's clearly not like, because what we say that because what we say in the past episode, that doesn't weave very well with the normal Warframe activities compared with the others. But not only that, it also comes from an efficiency point of view. Like, since Warframe is so farming heavy, like there's a lot of grind to. Yeah.
You play Warframe, or most people, you set up on the mentality of, I want to find the way of doing this that gives me the biggest results for my time invested.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem for Warframe, because Warframe is very upfront of, this is a grind heavy game, and when you play, you get into that mentality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We gotta find the setting.
Yeah.
That means that if you approach the game with that mentality, you're gonna do it for all parts of the game.
Yeah.
That includes these side activities, and there are clearly just like if you say, okay, I need materials from fishing.
Just go and farm fish.
You're gonna go farm. You're gonna trade. You're gonna take the Warframe that does it better. That is faster to move. You're gonna take all these things in consideration.
Correct. Yeah, that's part of like the way that you train your player base to play your game, basically.
It's basic if I had to make an analysis from this.
Yeah.
This is more of a reflection of the way that people approach Warframe.
Yeah. And
they've just been trained to, it's a grindy heavy game, so we're gonna be prepared for the grind.
All right. So mine is a worldwide addition to the game. This is weird. People are like, yes.
You're like, yes, kind of.
Yeah. All right. Is fishing a worldwide addition to the game? It's the same. Like, more people like it. This is a more positive charge, like more positive inclined charge. That mining.
And you'll see the same tendency with the conservation.
Yeah,
like
conservation.
The more involved the mini game is, the less popular it becomes.
Correct. Yes.
Because like you're in that Warframe has this big like sub community of like the players that come to a game just for the action. That are more like that enjoy more the
fast pace, the
fast action part of the game more than the RPG elements of the game.
Correct. All right. Which open world does it best? Jupiter does the best conservation, or Valleys apparently is the winner here.
And I
as
mentioned
you said.
I mentioned it's because of the color palette.
Yeah. As you said, probably for readability, right? That's our theory about it.
That's my guess. It's just the white background makes a lot of the conservation easier to spot.
Correct.
Than the infested conservation that you have to hunt on the red and orange background of the of Cambion Drift and all the 4 color animal that you have to hunt in the forest.
Yeah.
Which I know it makes sense because that would like what real animals would do is like blend with the environment. But like for a mini game, it just makes it really hard sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough. And which open world has the best fishing? Plains wins. I'm guessing this is because of the ambience of Plains of Alien. It feels like more of a natural place where you go to fish. That would be my theory.
Agree.
That would be my theory.
One reason that I'm not a big fan of Orbalis fishing is that like you'll do it in some of the caves.
Yeah.
And just by the coloration of the space, it's heavy on the these neon bright colors. And that's very taxing.
On your eyes? Yeah.
On your eyes. You get tired of that bright blue, like neon green, neon blue colors.
High
it's
contrast.
Very
fair enough. Very easy. What about Cambion drift?
Cambion is just hard. It's the same problem with the colors. It's
very hard to see.
It's very hard to see because the fishes in Cambion drift float.
Yeah.
You know the new mechanic. Instead of just you looking at the water, they kind of start floating around, and you catch them when they are floating.
Yes.
But the colors are again, all the fishes are this reddish kind of tint. They blend too much with the environment. It's very hard to spot them.
It's funny because in the long run, our feedback about this is like, be aware of readability. And the contrast between when you're doing this kind of activity, that is clear what you're trying to fish or whatever. I understand that the dice. I understand that the dice are meant for helping with that, but
but still, like it's like the Cambion drift. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful, good-looking place.
Yeah.
But just when you dive into doing all these activities, it can get really hard to spot things.
Fair enough. And which open world has the best mining? And again, Plains of Alien. This is wow. Apparently the Cambion drift mining is just atrocious.
It's awful. It's really, really hard to find the nodes.
It's just again readability. You think is that, or is it like something else?
No, it is. I don't think it's much more than that.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like Cambion drifts, as all the open worlds have caves.
Yes.
You basically go out to a cave, you look for high concentrations of mining nodes.
Yeah.
And you deplete that cave, and then you move to the next one.
Yeah.
But it's something very, very hard to spot the nodes on the space. I don't know why specifically. I couldn't tell you, but it is very, very hard sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough. So there you go. He's losing big time, and the other two is kind of the same. Between Plains and Orbalis are kind of like the same.
Yeah, that's like if you were to do it just because you wanted to do it, instead of farming because you need something, those two are pretty much just what space do you want to see today?
Yeah.
Do you feel more like the snowy vibe, or do you feel more like the earthy color
natural
palette
cave?
today?
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, more interesting. Oh my God, join. What if Safari Zone for non-combat activities? Again, people just want to play Pokemon in every single fucking game. Just play Pokemon.
That's your next big thing. They did open world. They did faster than light.
Yeah.
Now Pokemon.
Oh my God. See, yeah, apparently people just want to play Pokemon and Warframe, clearly.
More than that is that kind of thing that basically you have an instance when you can do all these activities without being bothered by the combat.
Yeah, of course.
And this ties again back to people usually have farming sessions for this.
So yeah, the most efficient that they can do it, better.
It's probably tied down to that more than
big winner. All right, fishing from K Drive.
Is that
kind of divided? Yeah, it's like super divided.
Question.
It's like some people really want it and some people don't want it, and then in the middle there's like little.
This difference is very clear. Like, there are two types of players in Warframe.
Yeah.
The ones that want to do the most efficient thing, and the ones that do the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And fishing a K drive 100% cool factor.
Yeah.
Is it efficient? Probably 0%. It's probably at least efficient way of doing it. But it's very cool. It's so cool. Like as an idea.
Yeah.
And you have those two type of players in Warframe. You see them all the time. Like the super most efficient build, and the ones that are like, no, but I'm playing this because it's cool.
Yes. And we clearly see the clear divide. Apparently the cool people win, but there you go. All right. What different weapons types for conservation? And it's a big yes for the most part.
I mean, if you're gonna make the mini game as complex as it is, you better go all in with the complex.
Yeah, but just go all in all the way.
Yeah. Maybe that's the big next step for Warframe is what's the name of this super popular Nintendo?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. It's gonna be the next Warframe thing.
Warframe Animal Crossing.
That's the next thing.
Yeah, that is the next. Clearly.
Why not?
All right. And then the wishes for people of the internet overall about conservation. All right, let's see. In conservation, have pet companions. Nice.
That's a very interesting idea actually.
Is bounties just for conservation, of course, like to make the farming efficiently. Just like, I want to fish, get a bounty where the bounty will tell you go fish X, Y, and then it will give you back like more fish, something like that.
Yeah, it's about efficiency.
Combat conservation, like what, fighting against bears or something like that.
People wanna wrestle bears in Warframe.
Apparently. And wild animals in our bodies. I don't know what that means.
I think in Cambion Drift, you can come across conservation targets.
Yeah,
and sometimes you just kill them because of the combat that is happening, but you still get to collect them. And the conservation.
I see. So they just want that in the
but
other.
I'm not completely sure.
So they just want that kind of as a legacy in the other open worlds, I'm guessing.
Yeah, which is very convenient in Cambion Drift. Like you go out and do activity, you're doing bounties, and then from time to time you will get like 2 or 3 conservation animals. Just
it makes sense. It makes sense because animals just don't appear, just not only appear when you're trying to get them. In terms of course, in mechanical terms, that's what happens. But there you go. All right, improvements for mining in Arkwing.
Yeah, sure. I can. That's just about speed.
Yeah, fair enough. Less RNG. That means that maybe you get this, maybe you don't get this, and then you know that what the nodes will give you. I'm guessing that's the feeling, which happens in a lot of other games. Like, you know what the node will. You don't know how much, but you know the node will give you a thing, a specific thing.
Yeah,
for the most part.
I can see that. That will add more complexity at the minigame itself. Yeah. I don't know if it's worth the addition.
Yeah. More visual clarity, of course. As we saw, there is a bunch of problems for readability in these activities.
In mining, it's very hard.
And less glitching mining spot. It's just Warframe being Warframe.
Warframe being Warframe,
yeah. And balanced minigame. 1 node versus 3 nodes. All right.
That's part of the randomness. Like when you encounter a node, you know how it'll have like dots that are glowing? Yeah. Part of the randomness is not that bad.
Yeah. So I think mining for the most part is fine. You know, like the desire to do it in Arkwing to be more efficient.
Yeah, mining is fine aside from it's so hard to say it in some places.
Again, the readability of the actual nodes and the visual clarity of where they are and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
All right, on fishing, bait blueprints. You don't have those?
I don't know what they mean by that.
Me neither.
Because bait has blueprints.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, I know what they. No. I know what they mean.
All right.
For Plains of Eidolon, the baits have blueprints. You just need materials, and you can craft with that blueprint as many baits as you want.
Yeah.
For Ore Valleys and Cambion Drift,
they don't.
The baits are one-time use.
Okay.
So basically, what people want is that same Plains of Eidolon model of just don't sell me the bait.
Just give me the blueprint.
Sell me a blueprint. It will cost materials to craft it, but then I can do that on my own.
Yeah, of course.
And I agree with that. Because I don't like in Warframe one-time use things. Just give me a blueprint.
And
I'll craft it when I need it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fix fishing glitching into terrain.
Happens.
Again, Warframe being Warframe. All-in-one fishing spear. Didn't we had this already for the most part?
No. Like, for example, you cannot fish in Ore Valleys with the Plains spear. It will just work. Or the other way around.
Yeah, now I get you. No, it means like all one spear for any open worlds. That's what they mean.
For all the open worlds and for all the fishing.
All right. Less restrictive timers? What is that?
Yeah, how certain all the open worlds have this
day and night cycle. Yes, correct.
So basically, and certain fishes appear just in certain places.
A certain cycle.
A certain portion of the cycle.
Yeah.
So and the Plains of Eidolon is very unforgiving because the cycle is very long.
Yes. So they want like that cycle longer or shorter or what?
No, I assume shorter because if you want to fish something that only appears during night.
Yeah.
Night is like 20 minutes of every hour or so.
Yes, I get it.
If they wanted to change more often so that you can just if you say, okay, I need this, then I need to wait 40 minutes because I just missed the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or it's even longer. I think it's every 2 hours that it changes. You have like 30 minutes of night every 2 hours.
And finally, being less complex. I don't find it complex.
The Plains of Eidolon fishing is very complex.
Okay.
Because you have to grab the lures. Like there are some fishes that you can only lure, and the lures need parts from other. Like to grab the lure, you need parts from other fishes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it. All right. All right. Role in the game. What are the suggestions that they should have? Make it more optional. I agree with this.
I disagree. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest.
Yeah, we had this conversation before.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Apparently, a lot of people is as lazy as I am.
Yeah, just take the 15 minutes. It won't break your day. It's not the worst.
Resource from extractors. Ooh. Do you remember the extractor system in Warframe?
Yeah, it's a mission type.
So get this kind of resources from extractors.
Sure. But if they're gonna do, there's a big problem with this.
Yeah.
Is that this renders the activities that you want players to invest time into meaningless.
Yes.
So you, as the people who assign these activities, you don't want that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm all good for that, but if it is something that not everyone can access immediately.
Fair enough. Resources for helming. I don't know what this means.
It means that the conservation and all these things should give you resources that you can feed the helmet to.
Okay, I get it.
To advance the whole power moving system.
What do you think about that?
Sure.
There you go. Sure. More is more. Less progression gating.
I don't know what people mean by that.
I guess. All right, rewards. They want more gem decorations.
Sure.
They want more. They must lose boot. Lost.
Oh, not more. It just there is no. You know, in both plains and or valleys, when you're fishing, if you nearly miss, there is a chance that you'll fish
you get a boot. Yeah, you don't get a boot.
They want a boot. They want an infested boot. It is a joke in the community.
People want it.
People want a consistent joke.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Again, there's this big concept in design, which is called the cycle completion. Yeah. So when you begin a cycle, the brain, the human brain wants to finish it, right? Yep. And the example is like in Magic, like you have like 5 colors of mana where the things work. So if you begin a cycle of thematics in green and blue and red, and if you don't finish it, the mind will go insane and it will bother them to the end of times. It's natural for human brains to finish cycles. That's why this happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, people wants to finish cycles.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. It's a psychological weird effect that we human monkey brains have. Fish fluffs. What is a fish fluff?
Fluffs are when you do conservation, you get these conservation tags, just a currency.
Yeah.
And you can exchange those for like virtual plushes that are just decorations.
Yeah.
And the plushes represent the animals that you capture.
So now
they want to have plushes of fish.
Nice. I will agree with that.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not big into a whole fluff thing, but there are people who are big into it.
Yeah. More fishing trash.
I don't know what they mean by that.
Yeah. Only Warframe. Are weird, the same as their game.
Yeah.
All right, other things of stuff that people want. A zoo for rescue animals.
They want Animal Crossing.
Yeah, want Animal Crossing. Yeah, confirm. Oh my god, it's just so funny. Less disruption by enemies. What we talk about, they want the Pokemon experience. They just they just gotta make Animal Crossing at this rate. Shiny animals.
They want foil animals.
Yeah. They want shinies as in Pokemon.
Charmander.
Yeah, when a shinies. Again, the desire of playing Pokemon in other games is strong.
Yeah.
And finally, different ways to hunt and fish.
This is just when you're like if you're not part of the game, you're absolutely stuck in these activities.
Yep.
Or this is the only thing that is holding you back from crafting a frame, because that's pretty much all that this holds.
Correct.
If you're like sitting down for like half an hour and you're not getting what you want, people get frustrated.
Yep.
You just want variety, which I get.
For sure. All right. Now let's do the next survey, because this is a very interesting thing. Yeah. Which one is your favorite open world?
What is your favorite open world?
Ooh. I really like Orvalis.
I love Orvalis. I love that 80s retro techno vibe.
Yep.
So much.
Yeah, I really like Orvalis. There you go. Orvalis won in the Sweaty Farmer game design universe.
I did grow up really. I mean, I didn't grow up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s.
But here in our country, we kind of get the 80s.
That 80s look vibe was huge.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's funky for us. All right.
Yep.
Which open world looks the best?
For you.
For me, the coolest looking open world will be Cambion Drift.
I agree with that. That pure looks,
Yeah.
Cambion Drift. It looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the most tiring to look for me.
Yeah.
But I agree. It looks amazing.
You look fantastic. Which open world has the best NPCs? The Cetus Gang, the Fortuna Fighters, or the Family from Cambion Drift? What do you think?
For me, it's Orbalis. I find that the little guys have more personality. Plains was kind of too simple when it came out.
Which is not fault of they were like figuring out a bunch of stuff. So
no. It was the first iteration.
Yeah.
The Family is telling a very interesting story.
Yes, indeed. In terms of lore, it's very cool.
And I love the story they're telling, but I'm not really connected with them
as a characters. Yes,
as characters, and I just really like the funkiness of the Fortuna Gang.
I will agree with you in all those points. I love the Family because of the lore implications and everything they're telling you, but beyond that, as characters, I like one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't connect as much with the. I don't want to say any spoilers, but with the Herbalis people.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I couldn't say more.
Yeah. All right. How often do you do open worlds?
Me? Probably something between 4 and 5.
All right.
There are just sessions where I say, I just want to do some bounties. I like that I like the bounty play style of just 5 short missions. You can chain those.
Yep.
I find it very satisfying.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Let's put 4 or 5. What do you say?
Let's put 4. More conservative.
There you go. All right. Cambion Drift. How big should future open world would be? Cambion Drift size, which is the smallest that we have, or Orbalis size, which is the biggest that we have.
I say Orbalis.
Right, bigger is better.
Not always, but for this, I enjoy moving in Orbalis more than I do in Cambion Drift.
Fair enough. So all the way to Orbalis size. All right. What currency systems do you prefer for open worlds? Direct standing gain, Plains of Elion and Cambion Drift, or token system like Cambion Drift and the token changing system thing that they have?
I like the simplicity of the direct standing.
Yeah.
Because there is no confusion. You just go do the activity, you gain the standing, that's it.
Correct.
The token system, though, is very convenient if you're not playing. If you play the content like months after the fact that it comes out. Or you can just have big play sessions, accumulate tokens, and then just redeem the standing slowly.
Yeah.
So I believe the token system is better overall.
Yeah.
But it can get too convoluted.
So yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, it's nice the convenience of especially because it gives you the flexibility of do whatever you want to do in the open world and then get access to the other things that you're not doing because they have the token changing system still, right?
Yeah, but that can get confusing sometimes. The conversion rates are funky sometimes.
Yeah. But what I mean is at least they give you that.
No.
Flexibility,
don't get me wrong. I agree with you. I think it's overall better.
Yeah. But it needs to.
But sometimes I have to think about it, and it's I don't want to think about token exchange and things that I need to exchange tokens for. Just give me a standing.
Yeah.
But it's overall better.
So basically, it's it's a better system, but it needs more work.
It needs to just
simplify a little bit, streamline.
smooth that just a little bit.
So let's take the token system. All right. What do open world cycles add to the game? Realism and world building, of course.
Yeah.
Variation, of course.
Yeah.
Complexity. Yeah, neutral. Yeah. Stress.
Yeah, like especially if you want to farm something and the cycle is too long.
Yeah, correct.
Which is a big problem with Plains of Eidolon.
Absolutely. Does your PC console has issues running any open worlds?
Not so far.
No, so far, no issues at all.
Not aside from the usual Warframe
Stuff.
glitches.
Yeah. Would you like DE to change the color patterns used for other open worlds? Talking about readability. Color patterns, the color used to environment and effects. Plains of Eidolon. This
Sure,
I think this question is
fine.
This question is different because what we're talking about is like the aesthetics of the open worlds are super. Like the aesthetics, like the building, the way, blah, blah, blah. But
it
mechanically, but the problem is like mechanically when you go and interact with the mining and that sort of stuff, the readability loses because you're coloring the things that you need to do way closer to the natural color palette, which makes it blend. And I understand.
It's not only the coloring, but I don't know if you have noticed, but Warframe aesthetic has moved into this shiny, glowy, neon aesthetic.
Correct.
And if everything is shining and glowy and neon, it's very invasive.
Difficult
sometimes.
to see.
It's very hard to distinguish things.
Correct. So it's more a thing about readability in terms of mechanic and gameplay that in terms of aesthetics of the place. I think that's
absolutely.
So I will say they need to correct this in which one is the more egregious. I think the less egregious is Plains. Plains is the best for readability, right? Or is it?
It's also the one that has a more diverse palette.
Yeah.
Because you have the browns of the like the dusty areas, the greens of the forest, the blue of the water.
Yeah.
So it has a very spread out palette.
Yeah.
The Prometador Valleys and Cambion Drift have the smaller palette.
Yeah, correct.
So Cambion Drift is all very red, orangey.
Yeah.
And those two colors are very close between them. So for as cool as it looks, it feels samey sometimes.
Yeah, correct.
And Orvali suffers from that to a lesser extent, that it's all very blue-white.
Yeah.
But it's just blue and white are a little bit farther away in the spectrum, so there's more in between.
Yeah.
And in between the oranges and reds of the Cambion Drift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know if that explanation made any sense.
Yeah. I know what you mean. What if open worlds have different spawn points? Instead of always starting the mission in the gate elevator, you could spawn at any different locations. This would be very useful.
That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. What if calling your ship for extraction? So directly going to orbit from any point in the open world maps.
That would be useful.
Absolutely useful. The same for extraction to railjack or extraction to orbiter. They're both extremely useful.
Yeah.
Just more convenience. What if options to pause when playing solo?
Sure.
Why not? Yeah, I don't think they will never do it because of the way the technology side thing goes, but
yeah, probably that's probably not possible for technical reasons.
Yeah, that's what I was
but
thinking.
I can see a convenience. So if you're in a farming session, it's like let me take a break. I need to cook me something and then go back and keep farming.
Anything you change to improve on open worlds? I know what I'm gonna put.
What are you gonna put?
I'm gonna put, please do legacy improvements.
Yeah, that's a very fair.
And what it means is like things that they did well in this open world, bring into all the other open worlds. Things that they did well in this one, bring to the other ones. and that sort of stuff, like quality of life stuff and flow of gameplay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's all. All right. If you like to participate in blah 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 giveaway, blah. If you are interested in server results, please leave an email address, and that's it. All right.
That's it.
We did it, and we run out of time, so we gonna own you a team. Our conversation about the storytelling. Wow. But yeah. We're gonna move to our audience questions and feedback.
Yes, please.
I know. So remember, if you want to contact us in any way, shape, or form, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can leave us your comments down below in the comment section. We check those out before we record every single week. So we will see you, if not, for sure. If not, you can contact us in our Twitter handlers. Easy enough. Or any other shape or way form that you desire. Email, smoke signals, direct messages, whatever you want. Just send us your feedback with love. We will take it. Don't worry about it. So our first question of the week is, how will you implement player housing in Destiny 2? So I won't, because Bungie is dumb and they were probably going to do something
they would put a cap on the amount of time that you can go into your room.
Yeah, probably. They would charge you for it, just insanely stuff. I don't know. I probably in the more realistic side. Beyond Bungie being dumb, probably. Let me think. I will do something like a bigger ship, right? Like borrowing from Warframe.
I see. From Warframe.
Yeah, just of course in game will be like an abandoned like store ship or like something like that you can have on orbit. So he has his own pocket side of thing or something like that.
I see. I was thinking more like, can I buy a loft in the Guardian City?
Yeah, that's the other idea. Just buy a place in the.
Can I get a flat?
I don't know how viable will be that, because we will kind of like the Guardians will kind of like crush that market because they're immortal. So.
I know. But that's the first thing. I like your idea better than mine.
All right, fair enough.
but my first instinct was, can I just buy a flat?
Yeah, just buy a loft in the what is the name? The first city, yeah.
It'll be funny, but
I insist, like, that could be like, and I assume like players of Destiny will love to like live in the actual city they're protecting, and they will connect them a lot more to the game.
The city looks very cool in game, like when you're looking it down from the from the tower, and it's a big part of the lore. So
correct.
It'll be very cool that you can like
live somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. But again, you could probably like, crash the marketplace because you're immortal, and then you can buy properties infinite. There's another different problem. I know.
But it'll be cool. Like I'm pretty sure people will like it just because of not the immersion, but like the significance that the place has for the game. Yeah,
you can have like an entire section of the first city where Guardians live, and you just have like a house, and by the side of house of other Guardians, and you can have like neighbors, and you can have something similar to the housing system of 14 in that sense. Yeah. Or you can take the other approach where you have like a base in orbit or something like that, like an abandoned base that you refurbish for you in orbit, which makes more sense because you travel a lot. So,
do you remember that scene on Thor Ragnarok of the guy who took Heimdall's position? That he says,
here's my stuff.
My stuff. That's how I imagine a Guardian living in the city.
Yeah.
Like just a little flat.
Yeah.
Behold.
My stuff. Like a bunch of heads of like dead things. Like a random, like haunted pieces of memorability. And I'm like... A school of Avankara in a corner whispering shit like
it will be funny.
Yeah, it will be fantastic. It will be fantastic. Both answers are right. Probably Bungie won't do any, and if he does one, just like burn the game down.
They are struggling with
the simple thing in life.
Housing is just too much.
Too much. Just blow their heads up. All right. And our second question of this week is, what is your favorite game interface or UI?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a very hard question.
I really like Division 2 UI. And in that same topic, in that same note, I really like Dead Space UI.
Yeah, that one is good.
Why? Because they're very organic, which is insanely difficult to do. Like, absolutely difficult to do. Because they're organic UI. So in Dead Space, you don't have any actual powerful UI unless you pause the game. And even so, the immersion will will come when, if you pause the game, just the protagonist will look to a clock and the pause menu will project, right? And the reason why it's one of my favorite UIs is because it's super integrated with the game and it still keeps that readability. So in Dead Space, your life is in the back of the dude in the actual suit as a bar of colors. And that's how you read the life of Isaac. And to point and everything else, of course, the camera will go closer to you, but the actual crosshairs are projections of your weapon and that sort of stuff. So it's a super integrated kind of UI. Division kind of tries to do something similar, but it's a super clean UI in realistic terms, in the standards of UI.
The Division 2 UI is very clean.
Yeah.
And it's very well integrated with the aesthetic of the game.
Correct. So
that for sure true.
Those are my favorite UIs, if that's the point. Like, as closer as you can get it, like the best UIs are super readable, has the information that you need, and are are very integrated with the game in terms of aesthetics, and it makes sense just these UIs kind of functioning as part of the in-game lore, which is super difficult to do in general.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a soft spot for the Diablo 2 UI.
Wow. All right.
I know it's not the cleanest.
Yeah.
But it just looks so good.
It's fair. It's your favorite. No, what's the best?
But that's probably my bias.
Yeah.
For that game. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I have shade on the WoW UI, the fall one.
Yeah.
But I have very fond memories of how, like, I really like it. Like,
yeah, fair
how
enough,
it looked. It's completely useless. It's trash. Like the old WoW UI.
Trash tier UI. Yeah.
But how it looks, I really like how it looks.
Yeah.
Like the whole lion thingies at the end of the bars. And that's not how I play the game at all. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't use that at all.
Yeah.
But aesthetically, I like how it looks.
Yeah. There you go. So, yeah.
But I'm going for aesthetics more than functionality.
Fair enough. But for me, no. But like my answer is like not only in the same of aesthetics, because for me the Dead Space UI is like amazing, and I haven't seen anything like that in a while. But the Division 2 is close to it.
The Division 2 is very good. It's very good. I thought about that one as well, but
yeah.
Not that special in my heart.
Yeah. All right, and that is it for this episode.
That's all for this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning in into the Sweaty the farmer, and the game design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisGPolanco.
Did you forget your name for a second there?
I read it on my head, and I didn't say it out loud.
All right, and I am the London Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the London Gamer, and on Twitch on twitch.tv/London Gamer, where I stream. Follow me on your social media to know where I'm going live. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, do everything social that your platform lets you. And thanks a lot for being here with us. We really appreciate you listening us / viewing us, whatever you are. And yeah, see you next time. And thanks for coming to the Sweaty and the Farmer and the game design. See you next time.
Bye.
And did you know coffee is consumed in such great quantities that it is the world's second largest trade commodity? Surprised only, but oil it is our most beloved beverage after water. It's worth over 100 billion worldwide. My God, coffee in your veins. Yeah.
Do you remember that there was one Futurama episode?
Yeah.
Where Leela is like, where the crew is hired to tow like a big cruiser that is carrying black liquid.
Yeah.
And the joke that it's oil, but it's really carrying like coffee.
It makes sense because in the future you don't need oil. Yeah, good episode.
Yeah. You can eat coffee cherries as a food. Early on, people mix coffee berries with fat to create an energy-rich snack bowl, according to PBS. They would also ferment the pulp to make a wine-like drink.
Yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of like the old way to make like protein bars and like energy bars and that sort of stuff. I was like, my God.
Yeah, I never thought about eating a coffee berry. But...
No? Well, you eat coffee beans? You remember the sweets that they give you in...
Yeah, but you're eating the bean, not the coffee bean is the seed. It's not the berry. It's not the flesh.
Well,